live on the phone tonight the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Good evening, Mr. President.
Hello, Jeanine.
All right, Mr. President, welcome to Justice. I saw yesterday, Good Friday, that you had Bishop Harry Jackson in the Oval Office, and you spent a great deal of time talking about religion. As you turn to reflection and prayer in your own relationship with God during this Holy Week, what is your prayer and what is your message of faith for Americans?
Well, I love the people of our country, and we are bringing our country back. I want to pay my deepest love and respect to all of the families and friends of those who perished. So sadly, it was so incredible how it came upon us, this invisible, I call it this invisible enemy. And it's just a terrible thing. We were doing things that this country had never done before in terms of our success, and now we'll rebuild it again. We're going to rebuild it again in honor of all those who perished, Jeanine.
Well, you know, as Christians around the world, I mean, celebrate tomorrow, which will be the holiest day of the year for them. I mean, it is the beginning. It is a new life for many Christians. I mean, do you see America coming to a point where when we do reopen, it will be a renaissance for us as well?
Well, I think we have a really great chance at that. We're working very hard with Congress on stimulus and taking care of our workers and taking care of people whose fault this was not. And we're doing very well. The paycheck plan, as you know, is moving along quickly. That's the workers of companies. We're loaning money to companies. They're able to pay their workers. It's a thing that's doing really well. And it'll be very shortly, a lot of money is going to be given to employees. We have to keep it all together. But a lot of things are happening, and I think the stimulus coupled with this pent-up demand and everybody wanting to get out and go back to work, I think we're going to have just a tremendous surge. I think it's going to be like a rocket ship. I really believe that. We'll have to see what happens, but there's a lot of things happening. But, you know, with all of that, we still have to remember all of the people that perished. We did it the right way. We took care of social distancing and all of the things, words that nobody ever heard before, frankly, in phrases. But if we didn't do that, if we would have bulled through it, you could have had, you know, there were estimates 2.2 million people. Well, if you cut that in more than half and you said 1 million and cut that in half, you say 500,000, it just would have been unacceptable. So we've all had to go through a lot. The people of our country have gone through a lot, but we did it the right way. And we look like we'll be coming in on the very, very low side, really below the lowest side of the curve of death. And it's a horrible thing. But a lot of pain in the country, a lot of great, serious pain. But we'll be back bigger and better and stronger than ever before. You watch.
All right. And my last question, because I know you're short on time and we appreciate all that you're doing for us, but you have indeed delivered the largest economic relief package in American history. You've sent cargo planes around the globe and you've even had ventilators made that are, as I understand it, now going back to the stockpile. You feel an obligation to help those around the world as well as Americans. Why is that?
Well, I do. We're helping Italy. We're helping Spain. We're helping other countries as much as we can. And now with time, you know, we're building thousands of ventilators, which is so desperately needed. But with all of the things that we've done, you look at New York where we did the Javits Center, plus we sent in the ship, the great ship, the Comfort. And you look at all of the things that we've done, it's been incredible. Now, I have to say, the good news is there are very few people now at the Javits Center. There are very few people going into the ship, the hospital ship. And we're sending doctors now. We're taking the doctors from those areas, sending them all over New York City. Now, what they've done with the Army Corps of Engineers, FEMA, and everybody in the federal government's been incredible, actually. They've done an incredible job.
Well, and being president, Mr. President, is not certainly an easy job. And I know you said that the decision that you'll make regarding reopening the country is probably the hardest decision that you've ever been called to make. when you make that decision, I mean, where do you go within you? What is it that you dig deep for to come up with a decision, aside from all of the people surrounding you?
Well, Jeanine, I think it's going to be the toughest decision that I've ever made. I really, hopefully that I ever will have to make, but it's certainly the toughest decision that I've ever made. And I hope that I'm going to make the right decision. I'll be basing it on a lot of very smart people, a lot of professionals, doctors, and business leaders. There are a lot of things that go into a decision like that, and it's going to be based on a lot of facts and a lot of instinct also. Whether we like it or not, there is a certain instinct to it. But we have to get our country back. People want to get back. They want to get back to work. We have to bring our country back. And so I'll be making a decision reasonably soon. We're setting up a council now of some of the most distinguished leaders in virtually every field, including politics and business and medical. And we'll be making that decision fairly soon.
Okay. All right, Mr. President, we agreed on a very short interview, and I thank you very much for joining our viewers on Justice Tonight. And the job that you have is one that all of us certainly can't imagine, but our thoughts and our prayers are with you as you make this decision for all of us in America. God bless, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jeanine.